Shakur's very athletic, very talented. So is Teofimo. He's more explosive with power, but Teofimo is very athletic.
Skill for skill, as far as equality, to me, Bud and Canelo are equal because we're in their career. Because how accomplished they are. These two guys are also equal where they're in their career because they're accomplished, but not as accomplished as these two. But they're still equal. Accomplished. You understand me?
I understand Shakur being the favorite, but I wouldn't count Teofimo out. To me, it's more of a closer 50-50 fight than what is going to probably be the betting odds, where I think Shakur is going to be the favorite because of more consistent.
Before the much-awaited showdown, boxing experts and analysts shared their predictions for the Shakur Stevenson vs. Teofimo Lopez super fight. After mixed opinions across the boxing world, Ben Whitaker clearly backed Shakur Stevenson. He acknowledged Teofimo Lopez's natural talent and his habit of performing well under pressure. However, Whitaker felt the real edge belonged to Stevenson because of his greater experience. He explained that Stevenson's long journey at the top level around the world as an amateur and as a professional shaped him into a more complete fighter. According to Whitaker, the strong background of experience makes Stevenson the safer and more dependable pick to win the upcoming fight.
I'm going with my boy Shakur. I just think we'll just keep the distance, keep it clean, fight when he needs to, box when he needs to. But I do like Lopez. He's very athletic, he knows how to box, and I think when he's an occasion like this, he does rise to it. But I just think Shakur's been around the world as an amateur as well as a pro. I think he's more.
Next, Hall of Fame trainer Abel Sanchez shared his breakdown of the fight plans for both boxers. He said Shakur Stevenson needs to stay in control by carefully managing distance throughout the bout. For Teofimo Lopez, the approach was very different. Sanchez explained that Lopez must take charge early and push the pace from the opening moments. He felt Lopez has to apply pressure and attack with intelligence and purpose. But after reviewing all the possible exchanges, Sanchez delivered an unexpected prediction. He believes the match will finish as a draw, with each fighter winning rounds and giving fans an exciting contest.
Great talent, and Teofimo looked great in his last fight. Of course, he didn't have Shakur in front of him. But I think that for Shakur, he has to keep the fight at his distance. If he does that, I think it's a win for him. Teofimo, he's more, he wants to draw you in, he wants to counterpunch. He's gonna have to be a different guy this time. He's gonna have to attack. He's gonna have to be leading the fight, or else it's gonna be a boring fight. I don't think it'll be a boring fight, but if he sits back and waits for Shakur's gonna wait for him, it's not gonna be exciting. But I think Teofimo will attack. I think Teofimo has to attack. I think Teofimo has to do what Zepeda did, except for Teofimo's a lot more talented than Zepeda was. So I think that, honestly, I see a draw. I don't know why I see a draw, but I just see them both having great rounds and giving us the kind of fight that I think that.
From another point of view, fighter Gary Antoine Russell studied the styles of both men. He described the matchup as a true 50-50 fight because each boxer carries elite confidence. Russell noted that Teofimo Lopez has a natural edge in raw strength and explosive athletic ability. Still, he felt Shakur Stevenson owns the more valuable advantage in ring intelligence and clean technique. Russell presented the bout as a classic boxing question: pure power against refined skill. To him, these balanced but opposite strengths make the fight very hard to predict.
The ring. It's 50-50. You know, in order for you to participate in this sport, you gotta have a high level of confidence. I feel like both of them has a high level of confidence. Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson, but styles meet fights. Naturally, I think Teofimo Lopez is stronger than Shakur. Naturally, I think he has more athleticism than Shakur, and he got a good IQ on the sport itself. But Shakur, I feel like he's a more smarter fighter.
Turning attention to a legendary voice, Roy Jones Jr. quickly pointed out the elite skill battle between Stevenson and Lopez. He compared their matchup to the same level of pure talent seen in a super fight like Terence Crawford against Canelo Alvarez. Jones explained that the difference was not about ability but about legacy. The younger fighters have not yet had enough time to build careers equal to the long records of the pound-for-pound greats. In his opinion, both matchups show fighters who are evenly matched for their stage of career, which led him to strongly praise the overall quality of these fights.
See, that fight is skill for skill, as good as this fight. But it's just haven't been around long enough to prove itself yet. So skill for skill, as far as equality, to me, Bud and Canelo are equal because we're in
tough job. These two guys also equal in their career. They're accomplished, but not as accomplished as these two. But they're still equal accomplished. You understand me? So those are.
Continuing the positive talk about the matchup, the Inside the Ring panel started choosing their picks. While Max Kellerman, Mike Carpenter, and others leaned toward Shakur Stevenson because of his defensive ability, Kellerman made an important point. He explained that supporting Stevenson is not the same thing as guaranteeing he will win. Kellerman said what makes this fight unique is the challenge itself. Unlike many top fighters who stay away from Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez is the one actively calling for this fight. He believed Lopez's fearless confidence is what adds true excitement, even though Stevenson may still be the logical favorite based on technical skill.
But what's interesting to me about this is one of the issues this era is facing right now is the other fighters are at least giving the impression that they don't want it with Shakur because Shakur's better than they are, right? Teo, at least, is the dude who says, let's find out. And at least has convinced Shady on this set, who pays attention. I don't know who wins that.
Yeah, wait, real quick. So you say Shakur because he's probably a better boxer, correct?
I'm saying, why hasn't Tank mentioned his name either, right?
I mean, but Tank don't mention no.
When discussing the Shakur-Lopez matchup, fighter Keyshawn Davis shared his full prediction. He imagined a smart beginning where Stevenson comes out fast and controls the early moments. Still, Davis felt Lopez would later adjust, find his rhythm, and start using his physical power as the fight moves on. When questioned about a possible future bout between himself and Lopez, Davis said everything depends on Lopez's performance against Stevenson. In his opinion, a close competitive loss would be fine, but a weak showing would completely change the interest in that potential fight.
Wins the first round. Shakur wins the second round. Slowly, I think Teo is eventually start picking it up and start imposing his will. And then, it's just gonna go from there.
Do we see you and Teo fight in the future?
Depending on what Shakur do with him.
Hey, losing to Shakur, though, that can't be a death sentence, right? We can still see Teo back.
Continuing his technical breakdown, insider Showbiz explained his final pick by leaning toward Shakur Stevenson while calling the fight a tense-style battle. He said that even though Stevenson is the more polished and skilled boxer, his approach struggles against smart, efficient counterpunchers, and that description fits Teofimo Lopez well. Insider noted that Lopez has already shown patience and discipline by beating high-level technicians like Vasily Lomachenko and Josh Taylor. He added that at 140 pounds, Lopez brings strong athletic ability and sharp counterpunching that create real danger. Because of this, he believes the matchup is risky for the favored Stevenson, even with his technical edge.
Can Teo adjust to the point where he beats Shakur? You don't see how. Shakur hates slick and economic boxers. So does Teo. They both hate where each other are. Shakur looks great against volume punchers. De Los Santos sitting back and not being active, Shakur doesn't look good. That's when they say he's born. The thing is, Teofimo Lopez is an excellent fighter. He beat Josh Taylor and Lomachenko. How did he beat Lomachenko? By being patient. Y'all sleeping on Teo. And it's at 140. Now the thing what's wrong with Teo is, Teo also looks good as a counter puncher when you are a volume puncher too. Another thing is, Teo looks very great when he's dialed in. He fights more athletic than Shakur. Shakur fights far more technically sound, and he's a more gifted fighter skill-wise. I'm leaning towards Shakur, but...
According to coach Breadman Edwards, he shared a different perspective based on reliability. He said Stevenson's biggest strength is his consistency, noting that he almost always delivers strong performances. Edwards also mentioned Teofimo Lopez's past difficulties against southpaw fighters like Sandor Martin and Jermaine Ortiz as reasons Stevenson would be the favorite. Still, he added that because of Stevenson's steady track record, he personally sees the fight as a much closer 50-50 matchup.
I like the fact that every fight, pretty much, he shows up. I think he had maybe one bad night against De Los Santos. But other than that, he kind of shows up and does his thing. I like his consistency, and I can see why he would be the favorite, because Teofimo struggled with the southpaw guy. I forget his name. I'm being bad with names tonight. But this is an S. Yeah.
He also Papuayo. Sandor Martin.
Yeah, so I could see Shakur being in favor, but Teofimo is a unique guy, because in these fights, when he's the underdog, and he just seems to rise to the occasion. So let me just say this. I understand Shakur being the favorite, but I wouldn't count Teofimo out. To me, it's more of a closer 50-50 fight. then what is going to probably be the betting odds, where I think Shakur is going to be the favorite because
Timothy Bradley moved from analysis to directly calling out Teofimo Lopez, accusing him of avoiding big fights, including a match with Devin Haney. He told Lopez to stop the attention-seeking and face Shakur Stevenson, who is moving up in weight, just to fight him. Bradley recognized Lopez's talent but criticized him for talking more than he acts. He said the Stevenson fight is Lopez's chance to show that his words mean something. In Bradley's view, this matchup is the ultimate test for Lopez, and he needs to step up and prove he can handle the hungry challengers coming for him.
Playing out. I know you're familiar with both of them. What do you think?
Teofimo Lopez, don't run. Don't run. You ran from the Haney fight already, dude. Come on, don't run from this one, bro. For real, bro. Stop with all the antics, bro. I know you like attention, but damn. Get in there and fight against Shakur Stevenson, bro. For real. You know what I'm saying? Stop playing. Stop playing around. Shakur ain't playing. No, Shakur ain't playing. No tune-ups. Coming up to see you in your weight, 5 pounds above 135. He can beat you. He knows how to beat you. That's what he believes in his heart, you know. Teo, you're talented. Yeah, you are, man. But damn, you talk too much.
Moving on to Sean Porter's view, he offered a careful strategic take on the fight. He recognized Teofimo Lopez's natural explosiveness but said the key would be how well he controls that energy. Porter gave Shakur Stevenson a clear 60-40 edge, citing his sharper skills in both attack and defense. He doubted that Lopez could simply outbox Stevenson and said the challenger's best way to win is by breaking the champion's rhythm. Porter added that this plan would need huge discipline, especially in staying controlled and technically sound in the later rounds, for Lopez to have a real shot.
Is explosive. He came into the game, that's a part of his DNA, right? But if you don't learn how to control your DNA, you just explosive, and so he's got to hone in on that, be precise.
Moving forward, Lamont Roach gave a clear psychology-based prediction for the fight. When asked why he favored Shakur Stevenson over the naturally strong Teofimo Lopez, Roach focused on the mental side of the matchup. He admitted Lopez has physical advantages but said they would not matter. Lopez is not mentally prepared for a tough 12-round battle against a skilled technician like Stevenson. Roach predicted Lopez would stay frustrated and fall behind while being outclassed round after round. He gave a straightforward final verdict, seeing Stevenson winning in what he called a fairly easy fight.
To beat a guy like Teofimo Lopez.
Even though Teofimo has like a good skill set and some power and athleticism, I just don't think it's enough. I think mentally, like he's not equipped to be in there with a guy like Shakur for 12 rounds. He's going to be frustrated. He's going to be outclassed. I think he's going to just by the wayside or step behind like every single round. So I think Shakur beats him in that.
Shifting focus from mental and technical edges to pure excitement, Teddy Atlas highlighted how thrilling the fight could be. He said that while Shakur Stevenson is very athletic and skilled, Teofimo Lopez matches him in ability and adds even more explosive power. Atlas described the matchup as a battle between two highly gifted athletes, with Lopez having the advantage in strength. He ended by building anticipation, noting there is much to enjoy about the fight and promising his official breakdown and pick after carefully studying the footage.
Shakur's very athletic, very talented. So is Teofimo. He's more explosive with power, but Teofimo is very athletic. He is very talented. You got two athletic guys, two talented guys. Again, Teofimo I would favor with the power. This is going to be interesting. I'll give you my breakdown. I'll give you my pick when it gets closer and I do all my film work. But I'll tell you, it's a lot to like about these two athletic.
From professional fighter Dalton Smith's view, he shared a personal insider take shaped by his own experience. Having sparred with Shakur Stevenson back in their amateur days in Colorado, Smith praised both fighters as excellent but saw the matchup as a true 50-50 contest. Even so, his past with Stevenson gave him a slight edge. Looking back on their sparring, Smith called Stevenson an incredible fighter whose accomplishments prove his talent, and a recent personal meeting confirmed he is also a good person. This first-hand experience made Smith lean towards Stevenson to win the closely fought bout.
So when, I was over there on training camps and stuff, so, Shakur's a great fighter, so is Teo, and I really think it is a 50-50 fight, but I think I'd have to favour Shakur in that one.
How is it sparring with Shakur Stevenson? A guy like that?
Yeah, it was good. Like I said, Shakur's always been a great fighter. Obviously, I've always held my own in any sports, you know what I mean? That's why I'm world level. But, Shakur is an unbelievable fighter, what he's achieved through the amateurs as a professional. He's a good guy. I remember seeing him after his last fight against Cepeda. I was there. I had to catch up, I had a picture and stuff with him. So Shakur's a good guy, and I'm favouring him in the Teo fight.
So you guys tune in early 2026. It's going down. Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez.
Based on expert predictions, most favored Shakur Stevenson for his technical skill and mental edge, giving him the likely decision win. Still, Teofimo Lopez's explosive power and proven ability to surprise make him a dangerous underdog who could end the fight at any moment. Watch to see if Stevenson can control the fight and handle Lopez's unpredictable strength. If you like this breakdown, be sure to like the video, subscribe for more detailed fight analysis, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Share in the comments who you are picking to win.